Hello, Jake. How are you today?
I'm good. Yourself?
Not too bad. So, anything specific bringing you here today?
Just doing my monthly check-in.
Oh yeah, that's good. So, is there anything new? Anything going on? Any kind of concerns you might have?
Everything's been the same, actually. Been nice and quiet. Staying out of trouble, which is a good thing.
It's always a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, no new issues with you. Nothing.
No, the same old, same old. You know that because of my shoulder, I can't play guitar, which frustrates me. So I'm trying different instruments to see if I can get one that I can play that doesn't bother the shoulder.
Right. Yeah, I've had similar problems. I mean, I tried playing guitar and I had problems just with getting the fingerings done, and it was more just the size of my hand, really, just compared to I just had a problem reaching the keys, so I ended up trying, I tried the violin because it was, it seemed kind of similar to me, kind of a string instrument. I mean, Is that kind of what you're looking at, or have you looked into anything specifically yet?
I've been working on the keyboard. My issue is I can't go back and forth on the fretboard of the guitar anymore. The shoulder doesn't do it. But with the keyboard, I don't have to run back and forth. So
okay.
I've been playing with that.
So do you have how's the experience with the keyboard compared to your experience with the guitar? Like as far as fulfilling your musical creative need?
Well, it's interesting with the guitar. I just listened to the song and played it. With the keyboard, I'm more gearing towards reading music, which I never done before. So I'm learning how to read music, which is probably a good thing. But so it's a little bit different.
Okay, so is there anything that you're trying to change or do in like the immediate future to kind of help you towards your goal of being musically creative, or is there?
Well, the biggest difference is trying to get both hands doing something different at the same time. That's unique. With the guitar, it was a piece of cake. So I'm just playing around with that. What I eventually hoping to do, sounds kind of strange, but I want to do a nursing home tour. I wanted to do that with a guitar. That basically I want to go around to the nursing homes and play for the people who are stuck there.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to do that with piano down the line.
Okay, so that's a goal that you have further down the line. Is there other issues? I mean, is there some things associated with the guitar that are you trying to work your way back towards being able to play the guitar, or is this a substitution that's in the
It's basically a substitution. I can play guitar 10-15 minutes and then it feels like my shoulder's going to fall off, which is not a pleasant thing. Piano I can play all day long and I don't have that issue. So the only way that I could really see myself playing guitar again is if I get my shoulder replaced. Okay. And the doctors don't want to do that because I'm too young.
So is that something, like, all things considered, if you knew that would go perfectly, is that an option you've looked at, and how do you see that? Like, how do you see if everything goes the way you want to go? Like, how do you see you getting in the future? Like,
that's an interesting question. Right now, I can play the piano. I can't play the piano. Well, I can sit at the piano, but I can't play the piano like I used to be able to play the guitar. But in time, I know I can. Having the surgery bothers me because what if they mess it up and I lose my left arm, the use of my left arm? Then there goes music right out the window.
Okay, so now do you think you could still fulfill this musical need as far as your goal if you do this nursing home tour or something, to that effect? Do you think this could get you to the goal still?
Oh yeah, it will definitely get me to the goal. It's just instead of doing the guitar, I'll do the piano. So it's one instrument for the other, even though I do like the guitar, but I can learn to like the piano just as much once I get good at it.
So you're pretty confident that you could still...
If I can be as good on piano as I was on guitar, yes. That wouldn't cause a problem.
Do you have a confidence level on your ability to get there with piano or with some instrument, 1 to 10? Like how confident you feel in yourself to get yourself to your goal?
Well, I did it with guitar, and there's no reason why I can't do it with any other instrument.
Okay, that's a good way to look at it. So it seems like you're pretty confident.
Of course, I played guitar for like 30 years before my shoulder went out, but I've only been playing piano for a year, so I have a long ways to go.
So you mentioned you might have looked into some other methods similar to...
There is a new instrument that just came out called the C board. It looks like a keyboard, but it's instead of hard keys, it's a rubberized key, and so you can do bends, trills, all kinds of stuff. And you can make it sound like any instrument you want it to sound
And there's
like.
not so much like a pressing process to that. It's just pretty much laying your hand on it. Is that
You can just lay your hand on it to make a sound, but if you press on it, you can change the pitch of the string. Like on a guitar, you bend the notes up and down and so forth. With the C-board, you can do the same thing by how much pressure you put on the key. So it's an interesting instrument.
so? Is that a real goal you have for yourself to get, or is that more of like a fantasy
If
goal?
money wasn't an option, I'd have one.
So in a perfect world, like I asked you before,
If money was not an option, I'd have one.
and that would bring you the same satisfaction because it could sort of give
Oh.
you the sort of like the feeling you get when you play the guitar because of,
If this was Fantasy World, I'd have two of them. One I'd
Right.
have set up to play bass. The other one I would have set up to play guitar.
In
In a perfect world, then all I
Yeah.
need is a drummer, and I'm good to go.
if you could have it like
In a perfect world, I'd have
Right.
two. One, I'd play bass with my left hand. I'd play the piano, the guitar with my right hand, and all I
Right.
need is a
And-
drummer, and we're good.
right, and the keys they don't give you the same issue by pressing the keys versus
Oh no!
strumming.
No! Because the issue that I have is when you're playing guitar, your arm is doing one of these numbers, going back and forth. In the piano, I'm just sitting here like this, and I'm not moving my arm out. And the issue is moving the arm back and forth.
Okay, and so far, you mentioned like you've gotten annoyed not being able to have the routine or the lifestyle you had playing the guitar, but now do you think does playing the piano, do you get annoyed playing the piano, or does it make you feel good enough that it doesn't bring the annoyance or the frustration?
Interesting question. The only frustration I have with the piano is that I'm not as good as I was on the guitar. As I said, with the guitar, I heard a song once or twice, I had it down. The piano, not so much, because I don't have the coordination between left hand, right hand yet. Once that comes, then I don't think there'll be any difference.
And with practice, which
With
is
practice,
what
it should be.
and you feel pretty confident, and you feel pretty positive about
As
it.
I said, it worked with the guitar, and when I first started the guitar, let's just say it didn't sound very good. But as time went on, I practiced more, it got better. I know the same will happen with the piano.
Okay, so it sounds like you're pretty confident. It sounds like you're headed the right direction for
Mhm.
now, and if things change, then
Hmm.
maybe you eventually. I mean, even going with the surgery. I mean, then I assume you'd have a rehab,
Mhm.
and then like.
But also, even though I know it will probably work fine, there's always the chance that they'll mess it up, and then
So that's a fear you have.
that is a fear, because how can you play music? Well, imagine you could find a way to play music one-handed. Then I'd buy the C-board and I could just play one-handed and it'd sound like the guitar. So yeah, I could probably still figure out something, but I'd much rather have two hands.
Right. So you got surgery, and you by the time you got done with the rehabilitation, any kind of physical therapy, would that still, if the surgery does go well,
Mhm.
against your fears, do you think at that point you'd have any kind of more struggles going back to the guitar, or do you think at that point if you get set with the keyboard, you'll just be happy with that?
That's a good question. I know with guitar, even with the limitations I have now, you give me a few days on the guitar and I'm right back to where I was.
Okay.
So I know I would jump right back to the guitar real easy. However, let's say 6 or 7 years go by before I have the surgery. If I'm that good on piano, I may not go back to the guitar, or if I do go back to the guitar now, I'm doing both. That'd be an interesting nursing home tour, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yeah, half and half, 50% on one, 50% on the other.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. Is it okay if I cover this again sometime?
Sure.
And see, check back with you, see how it's going.
Sure.
Get some progress.
Sure.
Okay.
Depends on how much money you have.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Oh, I gotta hit the button.